Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for February 10th, 2018.
Today we are talking a buttload of movie trailers.
Including Cloverfield Paradox.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And an update on Metroid Prime 4 development. We'll let you know what it is.
Stay tuned.
I didn't bring Cloverfield for you, son of a...
Hello, everybody.
That's okay.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
February 10th.
Yes, we talk about games, movies, and all sorts of other
news. News.
Mainly movies.
Primarily this
Yes.
week, though. This week is going to be very movie-ish.
It's right down my alley, apparently.
It is yours.
I think it's all of us.
alley
To be fair, it is down all of our
Well-
alleys. More so yours than ours.
In certain cases, yes.
Most
I have some deep opinions about some of these.
Of course.
Deep opinions.
Deep opinions.
The
Oh, I love
deepest
the deep
of
stuff.
opinions. Shall we deep into this?
Sure. I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
Excellent. So, trailers, and more trailers.
So I think the biggest one, like the first one that's kicked us all off, is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think
That was yes.
Yes.
That was
That
the
was
first
before
one
the
before
big day.
Well,
that was
because
before Super Bowl. It was before, and I think it might have been like Monday or something like that.
that was the big thing. Is obviously we had the Super Bowl
Yeah.
last week.
That's
Ads
why.
there.
A few ads, obviously a lot of promo shots.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Ant-Man and the Wasp kicked off a lot of footage from other Marvel flicks to like fill in a bunch of stuff, so they didn't have to do like a.
At the start of it,
Yeah, it expanded.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got
Ha! No pun intended. Ha! You see, you did the
I
thing.
did it by accident.
Okay, so but I think we did talk about it ever so briefly last week. I feel like we did.
I feel like we did because I feel like we mentioned the.
But like
the
in terms of like
pull
starting
thing
all the
coming out of the building.
like in terms of all the big trailers, again, no pun intended.
Yeah, it started everything. Yes, we did talk about it last week because we
yes.
said how are they going to work it into Infinity War because
Right.
it comes out after.
Right. So, but that leads
It
into
happens
the
before it.
Super Bowl
But it
stuff.
comes out after.
That's what happened. Timeline-wise.
Yes,
I know.
we know.
That's why we said
We
last.
know. We know.
That's why we said
We
last
know.
week you start off with
We
like
know.
a destroyed New York to boot off the movie.
Yeah.
Whatever
And this
happens at the end of Infinity War, like that's what
Like-
you see, and then it goes like
6 months earlier or whatever.
2 months earlier, and then you open up with what's
Yeah.
his face talking,
And he's getting out of prison or whatever.
or tell his friend
Well, he's
telling the
already out
story.
of prison.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
That's what's kind of confusing is because
It's gonna
Cap
get-
went into the prison to get them all out. How
Right
does
now,
he
is there going to
get
be a shot of
recaptured?
them? Is there going to be a shot of them? I don't know.
and that might be it too.
He gets
Maybe we
recaptured?
open there. Maybe we open with Chris Evans busting them out of.
No,
And they're really squeezing his. They're really squeezing his
that.
cameos while they still have them. Might as well.
That wouldn't be a bad opening though,
Or he goes and visits his daughter and gets caught.
or that.
That I feel like that's a really bad way to.
But
Like,
that
you would
that
know.
would fit the character.
It would.
It
Because it seems like it's a very father-daughter
Yep.
type of movies in these ones.
Mhm.
Because it's all about him and his daughter, and then Hank Pym and his daughter.
Correct.
Yes.
So,
we
let's-
got so going
big
off
ones.
of that, they added Avengers footage to the Super Bowl spot, which they said they weren't going to do, but they did anyways.
Of course it did.
To be honest, the only thing that I took
Cap
out of that.
shield.
Well, not the shield
Get
thing.
the little arm thing.
Well, the thing I took out of it is that Tony Stark has his nanomachine
Yeah.
suit, which is the coolest suit I've ever seen. I'm super. When I read that in the comics, I was like, oh, if they ever get to the point where they can do this in the movies,
Yeah. Oh no, and I'm excited for the team ups. Like you see him breeze by, Doc Strange as Doc Strange doing
Yes.
his
Yeah.
thing, and you're just like, yeah.
like what are they doing? What are they doing? I want to see more.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because
So-
everybody's like, is he screwing with Doctor Strange? Are they fighting? Like, what's going
They're fighting
on?
something.
And I'm
They're
like, well, I
fighting.
think they're fighting something, and I feel like they're
That-
adding something to that part where Doc Strange is going to make something, and Tony's grabbing it to
And a big piece of it, he has
pull
to
off some kind of move.
You also have to realize that it could be still in post production right now.
Oh, sure, there's
where that
so
there
much
could be
CGI
more
missing.
that in that sequence that isn't there. Like,
Yep,
Yes, like
like any other character,
Yes.
because that's what they do.
Case in point, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So.
So we got that. We got some more of Thor up in space sort of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, eye patched
I'm pretty sure he's getting a new hammer at this point. They can't not.
New weapon.
Yeah.
A new weapon of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, they
He does in the comics. He does get more than just the hammer.
Well, and like I said, in Spider-Man: Homecoming, they mentioned the belt,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's what he's going to end up with, and that's just going to concentrate his power. So he's just going to be.
I feel like that
maybe.
was. We'll see how that.
knocking the crap out of stuff.
We'll see.
But yeah, not.
It was like 10. It was like 15,
Not
20
extra
seconds.
stuff,
No.
It was
Not
just
too
like,
much.
hey guys, there's a movie coming out. Most viewed trailer in 24 hours, kind of stuff. Come watch our movie.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
Spider-Man. Which
Kind
one?
of.
Venom.
Kind of. It's a kind of a Spider.
You mean Tom Hardy?
you mean the Tom Hardy film?
You mean the Tom Hardy movie?
You mean the movie with that guy who played Bane? Because that's all
Yeah.
I know him from.
Bane. Inception.
Honestly, you guys kept saying movies, and I'm like,
Inception. You've seriously never seen him?
I've seen it.
He's in it.
He's one of the crew members. Remember when he like pulls up the grenade launcher? out
No,
of...
I remember Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yes,
and I remember
everyone.
actually not liking that film.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe,
Probably. That's my problem. Is like all the movies you guys were listing. If I've seen them, I'm like, not impressed. That's why I'm like, I
He's
I
a
feel,
really cool actor.
I feel bad
He is,
because
I like him.
everybody's excited about him, which is good.
I think my excitement
But I
is
have no
that
idea.
he's excited for this role, so he's gonna bring
All
everything.
I know him as is this guy who didn't actually act.
He's gonna bring a
very well.
lot to this
I have
role
to
as
watch
much as he
Legends.
can.
Because he plays the twins in that.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be a one. That,
I hope Venom doesn't sound like this.
no, he won't sound like that.
Are you
I'm
sure?
surprised they didn't in that trailer. They didn't throw like a we, like talking in the dual. Form.
You mean anything that would make it a Venom movie?
You
Yes.
mean any? Yeah.
Well, they had the little
So
Barely. Come on.
that little thing.
That could
thing.
have been any. That could have just been swamp water.
No, yeah, okay, swamp water's not moving around like that.
you and I, we need to bring it to the bayou.
The tar pits.
To reference this, the Venom trailer did drop. It wasn't part of the Super Bowl, but it was
It was
Later
part
in
of
couple
the
days
week,
after.
later in the week.
It was part of the giant
Um,
drop of all of these.
and
trailers.
so, yeah, it's basically the Venom trailer sans Venom.
and again, or anything.
It looks
Venom-y.
like a kind of like a horror movie, which is what they're
No,
kind of going for. It's like an R-rated,
It looked like a horror.
No,
movie.
it looked like a dark action film.
Yeah.
maybe
pretty
a dark
much.
action. film
And that's
there.
my
that
thing.
would
I'm
fit
like,
Yeah,
him.
yes,
especially because they're going after the lethal protector line, right? Where he won't care if he kills bad guys.
right.
So targeting it,
Ah,
making it an R-rated.
No, it will be R-rated.
It is R-rated.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Sony's R-rated attempt.
I'm-
More people will die in this movie.
I'm
Maybe.
worried. I'm worried about the lack of. Even like you don't even
But
have to
you would
show
spoil it for
him.
the first trailer. You're saving it for maybe the
I
second.
guess so, but even like you say, throw in and like cut to a black screen. You have the advantage of Venom being,
Well, I
you
don't-
know,
I'm-
the character who
I'm
wears
I'm
black.
actually super surprised. they
Cut to
don't-
black and just have.
Yeah,
We will take you, like something.
Or, like, we are Venom.
We are, yeah.
he's
Like, do
talking
that
dual
line,
personality.
We are, and then just cut it
with
and
actual voice
title.
action, with actual voice, synthesized
Yeah.
version of
When
that
he was
character.
talking, I was half expecting him to start talking
Yeah.
in plural form, but
Like the third person, like like the we.
Yeah.
But seriously, end of the trailer, cut to black. We are, and then title. You don't even have to say the damn word. We are.
yeah.
Date. And then I would be a little bit more like, all right, because this movie, there's
It did
a
not-
man driving a motorcycle. Some
Which is
things,
probably him.
some things explode.
Buildings.
There's some
There's
buildings.
some vehicles.
Yep, some
Yeah.
stuff fell over. Like
Exactly. It's incredibly underwhelming.
the skyscraper trailer gave me more.
I didn't even see this guy.
There's a
We could have
really
watched that.
there's a really
Rather.
big jump.
Oh, someone was doing the math on
Yeah.
that. Like the math can't. He can't actually make
He has
that jump.
bionic legs.
Yeah.
Is essentially to
can't make
that
the
He has a
jump.
bionic leg.
Someone was doing the math on the
He's
movie
pushing off
poster or
with that
whatever.
last.
Yeah, to make that jump, he has to have some kind of like robotic
But
hydraulic.
It's Dwayne Johnson.
I know.
So yes, he is.
It's
robot.
Dwayne Johnson in a
Action movie.
again
Action movie.
Not
that's
sure if
got
San
a-
Jose or San Andreas movie or
Right.
or
That's
sequel.
exactly what it is.
Secretly.
The sequel to this.
But that's my thing. Is
Jumanji
like
2.
it's that's what Venom almost reminds me of. Except instead of like you look at Skyscraper and it's fairly gray and it's buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They've done the concrete jungle thing, so there's really not a lot of color.
Yeah.
And then Venom just toned down the brightness even more, and they're
Pretty
like,
much.
"You get an action movie," and I'm like, "Okay, but I want to."
There's some shots of
You
rain.
don't want-
Shots of rain.
Oh yes,
With
and rain.
with our anti-hero walking in rain. Yes, that was in there. Yes.
Yeah. because he's damaged, so he needs to walk in the ring.
Yes, as all good damaged people do.
Yes.
Speaking of other damaged heroes,
We kind of jumped in the skyscraper.
Yeah, we did.
Deadpool
Skyscrapers we
2.
talked about.
No, it was quick.
Deadpool 2, other damaged heroes.
I would talk Jessica Jones as more of a,
They're both damaged.
damn it. But Deadpool,
Very damaged.
Introduction
that's
of
great.
Cable.
Taking a shot
The
at Justice League.
The perfect, like, that's how you do that trailer.
Yep.
It's like shoddy writing. That's really shoddy writing.
His arm's supposed to be metal.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Reach for the sky. And I'm just like,
I love that.
Toy
I love
Story
the,
now.
I love the little action figures have Wade written on the feet.
Because he was playing Toy Story. Like, that was exactly a scene from Toy Story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's quite evident.
Yeah. Until he like crotch humps Cable in the face
Yes.
with his action figure. Like,
Stones. Don't bite.
Yep. Yeah. No, that was a very good trailer.
Yeah.
Very good.
showed off some X-Force people, which people
Yeah.
are pretty stoked
I'm
about.
actually really. For a second, I thought I watched that. I'm like, is that Will Smith's character? No, that can't be a thing.
No.
Kind of looked like Deadshot for like a split second.
Nope.
And it wasn't obviously, but
No. But we got Terry Crews,
Yep.
yeah.
which is exciting. But yeah, like there's people saw X-Force people, and they're like,
There's
Yay.
possibilities for something.
the fact that Ryan Reynolds is still making this, the fact that it is going to make a butt ton of money, just helps, I think, solidify that Marvel
Yeah.
and Disney are going to let him at least help
continue
with
that.
doing whatever they're going to do.
And you know what?
So-
This movie is very much done anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It
So-
was, but the fact is when because at one point they're either going to amalgamate universes or they're going to destroy most of the X-Men universe and bring in
Kevin
whatever.
Feige has actually been on record saying that they're not ready for that yet. Even
Because the deal is not official.
Yeah.
Right, and I get that. And I mean, they've got Phase 4
Yeah.
sort of ish planned, I'm assuming.
they've got something.
They
some
had
course.
Phase 3 planned until they got Spidey back too, which changes things.
Yeah.
Like that's so
Yeah.
it's once they get the X-Men back, I feel like you can almost just go off of the Deadpool universe. Because let's face it, his Colossus is the best version of Colossus we've
It's
seen.
spot on.
And it is not the Colossus we got in any of the other X-Men movies. So you can literally take Deadpool's universe
Yeah.
and throw it into the Marvel universe and then reboot from there.
I think if
That's
anything,
a
you're
bold-
starting
that's
with,
bold,
I think you're
though.
starting with Fantastic Four.
You do.
I would start with Doctor
But to,
Doom.
to bring in the X-Men, just bring in Deadpool's whatever Ryan
He does
Reynolds
something
keeps
to
creating.
his universe where they have to go to another.
But
universe.
whatever Ryan Reynolds keeps creating, take that and add it to the Disney stuff and get rid of
That's gonna be a law.
everything else.
That's super like 2025 almost.
Oh, it is.
Like it's. Way
But
too
that's
far
how
away.
you.
Well, that's-
Ryan Reynolds should almost lead the front of the X-Men
Yeah, because
universe.
universe.
whatever
bringing it to
is
Disney.
happening to the X-Men stuff right now, like even the New Mutants, it's kind of really
Who knows?
shaky.
Yeah, and that's my thing is, and Ryan Reynolds, it's not like he's going to be like, X-Men should all be rated R. He made sure Deadpool was, because Deadpool had to be.
That's very
Oh, yeah.
specific. Characters need to be rated R.
But
such
you have
as
Colossus, who's not rated R in that. Like, you could do a Colossus movie based
you know
off
what?
that Colossus, and
And
it could
a
almost be
Cable
rated
movie.
G.
Logan. And the thing is
And a
with
Cable
and
movie,
the thing is
yeah.
with the Colossus in Deadpool 1, even though all this like action and violence was happening around him, he was very much like, no, I don't want.
I cannot hit women, like, you
or
know.
it's like this gross. I'm gonna throw up on you now or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's
But that's what I mean, like,
they could transfer that character.
they've got those characters down, so giving him, like, all of the, I think would be kind of fun.
Oh, they need to do a time change with Cable. They did something,
Sure,
and they changed the
Oh
future.
God, Cable.
sure.
Cable's
It's,
shenanigans.
it's just time travel.
I was going to say,
Maybe-
again, it's Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool.
If-
You've mixed Cable into
If
the
in,
mix.
if some weird awkward plot twist for Deadpool 2, if Cable actually exists in the current Marvel universe, but in this Marvel universe's far-flung future, that would be the coolest like plot twist for them to do. If they actually managed to pull that off, it's like,
hard
you
to
know,
say.
in my timeline, Thanos was defeated. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, wait, what?
Well,
that could be a cool.
and the problem
thing.
is they can't throw it in yet because
It's not official.
No.
it's not done.
No, it's not done. But like, if they, for some reason, if they pulled that off, that would, I think
sure.
that would be a good a starting point, a little nugget.
But that's what I say. It's you get. I think you get him to kind of help lead that. Maybe not be in total charge of it, but
Yeah.
and the fact
No.
that Joss Whedon was in that lovely 10-year anniversary picture, obviously he's playing nice. For him to do
You
an
never
X-Men
know.
movie would actually be fairly decent because
He's
he's
wrote it.
written X-Men.
them.
Yeah.
Wrote in them.
And the best part is he's written them where Logan isn't the main guy. Like, he's almost put Kitty Pryde up front in a lot of his comics and then built the X-Men around,
Yeah.
that instead of, Logan and Wolverine.
And Cyclops and.
But Cyclops is in his comics.
Yeah.
And Cyclops is good in
Is a
his,
good leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, he's written good X-Men comics, so I'd almost try and, bring those two together to do something. Yes, I can hear you on the other side of the gate.
I agree. What else?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones, I'll watch it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I believe I'm more excited for this season than the first season. That trailer made me more excited than...
Well, I think it's the mystery of
Yeah.
who that character is coming from and her backstory.
Yeah.
It does remind me of Luke Cage right there.
Yeah.
Something happened to me. I need to go figure it out.
And you know what? I'm okay with that because the first movie was about her coming to grips with her
Yep.
and everything.
Dealing with her. Yeah.
Yeah, now she can actually figure out her crap.
Yeah. Now she's kind of accepted her.
And
But they threw in a
power.
few more action shots and this and
Yeah,
the
there
first
was-
one was very psychological, which was good because
Yeah.
it was different.
And you have David Tennant as sort of the main
Yeah.
antagonist.
Hey,
Hello.
Sisu.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Turn that down a little bit. There we go.
So,
Um,
Jessica Jones. Excited.
Jones.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Can't wait for that one. Add to my pile.
What else?
We got
Solo.
We got Solo if we're going down my list.
Yeah.
I'm
Solo.
excited for everybody but the guy playing.
I think that's the general consensus. I don't know. I'm willing to give I'm giving him the benefit of the
Yes.
doubt.
People online, they've been saying, it's well, but Solo's a character. And I'm like, but Solo's been in 4 movies, and it's not like Star Wars has ever done this whole recasting thing for a major character.
And the thing is,
people are, it's like James Bond. You can just replace him with anybody. It's the character. It's not the... And I'm like...
It's the swagger.
And that's kind of the piece. One guy said
I
it
don't
online
know.
perfectly. Harrison Ford has that coolness factor
and you
where
look
he
at-
can just show up and you're like, yeah.
Look at even between Iron Man 1 and 2 when they replaced what's his face with
Rhodey.
Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
I think that was a good replacement.
That was... And again, Rhodey was... If they would have replaced Robert Downey Jr.,
That would have been bigger.
Yes.
people would have revolted.
Yeah.
So... That's his... That's
Not just Shaun of the Dead.
It's the
It's all of
Coronado
them.
trilogy.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Yes.
Yep.
Excellent movies.
But yeah, that was my one thing. I finished watching it. The couple scenes you got where, and again, I wished you could hear Lando
Yes.
do a couple lines.
Well,
Yeah.
Because his mannerisms crushed it. I'm sitting there going
That
yep,
seems like a Lando.
that's Lando.
Mhm.
But the guy, even the guy playing Han Solo, he'd turn around and he'd deliver a line, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like...
I think the trailer was not enough. It doesn't show enough.
And I
of-
hope-
Hard to say.
Paul is not a part of the Cornetto trilogy,
Yeah.
though. Paul is not.
Yeah, Paul was a different movie. But
Yeah.
that was my thing, was I looked and I watched it a few times just because I'm like, maybe I missed something, but the way he smirks, the way he moves, the way nothing goes I'm not going, yep,
Not
that's
Harrison
Han.
Ford yet.
That's Han Solo.
What's up, Chief?
Hi.
Hello, Chief.
Chief.
But yeah, so that's my thing. is,
I honestly, I'm ready for another thing. Just I want to see more.
I did like the
I'm-
internet too. I think they should have done a Lando movie.
Yeah.
No.
I would have watched.
I've seen
Him
that
as-
going
Anything they're
viral.
Doing a Boba Fett movie.
Sure.
I'd rather.
But that's what they said. They're like, why concentrate on one of the people we grew up with, as opposed to one of the characters that we don't
Sweet.
really know a whole
Thank
heck
you.
of a lot about. Hey, thanks. So that's my thing. Is it's like Boba Fett, yes, is perfect because we know he's a bounty hunter, and his
He is.
father got his head cut off by Mace Windu.
And he dislikes Jedi's because of it.
And throughout the Clone Wars, we get a little bit more of how he became a bounty hunter. So you don't have to do kid Boba Fett. You can legitimately do Boba Fett during
He's on a mission.
So I don't know. I feel like the guy
Good.
just isn't Han Solo. The rest of the movie looks good.
It looks like a solid Star Wars movie that's not a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm
No
stoked.
Jedi.
No
I'm okay with
lightsabers,
that,
no
yeah.
Jedis,
Yeah.
no...
I was okay with that with Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
The universe is big enough you can do other crap. Woody Harrelson looks amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm so
Someone
excited.
I know compared him to. He looked like exactly what he does in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Don't care.
But even and
did
someone
good in
even
Hunger
pointed out
Games.
they're like he's going to be the mentor character, and the fact that he calls Han Solo kid is like that perfect thing because all of a sudden Han Solo obviously takes that from him and uses it later on
Yeah.
with Luke. Like all of a sudden it becomes that
They pass it on.
he passes it like so, and if that's how it works in the movie, all of a sudden by the end of it that guy develops into
But
Han
and
Solo,
I guess
you know?
another thing too is these Solo and Chewie seem pretty chummy already. And
Yes.
it's supposed to see how they became
but it might not be.
friends.
That's the thing is we don't know what this movie's really.
Could be doing the Kessel Run.
Yeah, we're getting the castle run.
That's
We
gotta
are
that has-
guaranteed because guess what? One of the Lego sets is.
Kessel Run.
Yeah,
There we go.
Spoilers.
spoilers.
See how he does it.
We're
Maybe
getting-
that's how he gets the ship from that.
Yep.
When he wins it in a card game.
Maybe.
But that's what everybody's like. Maybe this isn't the real Falcon because the first shot we get is like the Falcon, pristine and white and clean.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a whole shot right through the middle.
Oh,
of
and
it.
someone's like, "How does it get that dirty?" And they're like, "Have you ever owned dogs?" And not like been able to clean up after them. Imagine a like
A giant-
7 foot
a
tall
giant
dog
Wookiee.
that doesn't care. Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
in 12. So we'll finally figure that out.
Yeah, they cheated.
Lights.
Yeah.
It wasn't really 4. 5.
So, Excited
Solo's
for that,
good.
Solo.
Mission Impossible's got a 1. I didn't watch this one.
Mission Impossible looks like your
He
average,
does.
really good summer action
He
movie.
does that Mission Impossible stuff well.
And honestly,
Sure.
it's anytime Simon Pegg's involved, I'm already there.
Obviously.
So, well, I mean, that's a different story. Like, these are also great movies. Edgar Wright made these great,
Yes.
You
not Simon Pegg.
can see Henry Cavill with a beard.
Yes, Henry Cavill. I mean, Superman.
Superman.
See what the big issue is.
It's a pretty nice looking mustache, though.
That's a
So
very robust mustache.
it's very not digital. It's very real.
Someone had to do something.
Ah,
Either
so
we added
one-
a digital mustache or we got rid of it.
One of those movies had to give in.
Had to give. And it was in one of his contracts and not the other. So bet you DC's going to fix that if they ever sign him for a new contract. Must shave.
daily.
Superman does not have 5 o'clock shadow. What else came out?
And the last Jurassic World 2.
Yeah, Jurassic World,
Yes, this trailer I found was
the
better.
Lost Kingdom. No, for
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom / the Lost World.
Yeah, pretty much.
Slash
Transporting dinosaurs off of the island
into
to
rural areas.
well,
houses-
obviously some kind of
houses-
civilian-
Houses
yeah.
in the city. Jack Reacher.
You know what?
No.
I never watched Jack Reacher.
No.
Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise at this
He
point.
can do
to
action
me.
movies well, but I think
As
if
long as he
you're-
runs and gets one big stunt.
He was not. Did he run in this trailer?
Oh, he'll run in the movie.
Oh,
don't
he'll
worry.
run in the movie, but I don't.
I'm
You don't
sure
need
he
to
does.
see. You don't need to see it in the trailer. He'll run.
I'm
in his
sure he
contract,
does.
he has
He
to-
probably runs after that helicopter he's hanging off of.
Yeah.
And he gets the one big stunt. So like in the one he's climbing the building, and the,
Yeah.
like he's
And
always
this
got
one-
that one that he does.
Climbing
like,
the plane.
Yeah.
So
the
in this
practical
one,
stuff.
in this one, like he gets knocked out of a helicopter.
That'll be it. So that's your. And
It's
he'll
his whole
fall-
his
free
big
fall.
solo stunt. Sure.
They're making it.
Possibly.
We haven't seen we're talking about trailers that were kind of
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl /
This
post
week.
Super Bowl.
This week.
This week trailers because a
Yeah.
lot happened.
They dropped a lot of trailers on us.
Yeah. This is a big.
But yeah, Jurassic World 2.
I think the trailer looks better than the first one. It makes me a little more excited to go see this one.
Yeah.
I fell
I think I
asleep
was ready-
during the first movie.
You what?
I fell asleep.
I
during
don't.
the
I think you were just
one.
tired though, because it was actually a really good
That's
movie.
okay. I kind of fell asleep during First Avenger the other day.
And I get
But
those
the thing is,
because
though,
you start.
you've seen it.
I've seen,
You've
but,
seen-
but it's not the first time I've fallen asleep for a bit
I
of
did
that
finish
movie.
Jurassic World. It wasn't a bad film.
I thought it was a pretty cool film.
I was okay with it.
This one
I
definitely
liked
has,
it.
I like
This-
the science behind it more.
This trailer
How they
definitely.
just one, hey, this is how we did it.
No one wants dinosaurs.
This
with
trailer
friends.
definitely amps up the horror factor though. From the
Well, yeah, because you're having
first
little
one.
kids involved. And
Yeah, as
stuff.
soon as you put
Little-
a kid in danger. it's-
Little kids, dark hallways,
And,
dinosaurs coming down.
Shadow.
Raptor
Yeah.
is the defender again.
So
Blue comes back.
Oh yeah,
Blue, we
MVP.
gotta leave the island.
MVP is blue.
The next movie doesn't even need Chris Pratt.
No,
It's just gonna have
dinosaur.
blue. Yeah.
He's got a little collar.
Yeah,
Talks-
it's like in Up.
Yeah, it's Doug.
We must go.
Squirrel! It's a little raptor going squirrel. Thoughts on
I like him.
we like Chris
I like
Pratt.
him.
During that Marvel thing, like he posted a picture of the Marvel
I like my
photo
fellow
shoot,
Chris's.
and he's like, I'm so glad to be have been a part of this, and thanks to Kevin and everybody else who's like
He's so huge next to Tom Holland.
Oh, I know.
Just like, oh, shit.
and he's like, I will, he's like, I hope I can work for you guys for another bajillion years sort of thing, and it's like
Inversely to the other Chris.
Chris Evans is fine with it.
Not Evans.
Was he in that photo
Hemsworth.
shoot?
No, Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Chris Evans?
Evans?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in there.
he
He was right at the
No,
front.
Hemsworth has been sort of hemming and hawing. His future.
That's
with
because
the
he's actually
Marvels.
doing other movies, though.
This is also
And I was
true.
going to say, I think Thor 3 changed some stuff. We'll see where Infinity War goes. And a lot of them can't say anything right now because of...
Contractual.
We don't know what happens after Infinity War. So a lot of them, it's like, oh, I don't know what's happening after...
Oh, you know what's happening.
They know.
Everyone in that giant room knows
So
what's
for,
happening.
like, Chris
yeah.
Chris Hemsworth might have a contract for another 12 movies. He can't actually say it because they might put Thor in a position where his head gets crushed in and you're going like... but then all of a sudden something, reality gem or time gem or
Soul
something
Stone.
goes...
The Soul
And he
Stone
comes
puts
back
it-
to life, but they want the heroes to be in that position where
Even the actors as
You don't know
well.
who's
they
making
want-
it.
we know
out of
Tom
this.
Holland makes it out.
Tom Holland will. Doctor Strange will.
Yeah.
Black Panther will.
I think Bucky makes it out.
Bucky will make it out.
But that's what I mean.
I think we know he's signed on for a lot more movies than what.
Signed on doesn't necessarily mean that they have to do them. We know there's another Spider-Man movie coming.
Yeah, that was the different story. There's a reason why we know that.
But that's it. It's like we know there's
You know
another
Paul Rudd's still
Spider-Man.
there.
Paul Rudd will.
So that's my thing. Is like I think a lot of that talk now is we don't want to
Spoil.
get in trouble. With,
We just don't wanna
from
spoil.
Marvel, like Mark Ruffalo keeps doing.
Mark Ruffalo, I'm surprised he still has a job.
I'm surprised he's still under contract.
You are permanently the Hulk from now.
He did the commercial, which I thought was pretty good. Isn't he not in the next one?
Yeah.
He is,
Yeah.
but
His
he wasn't
character's
shown
back.
in this trailer.
Yeah, he wasn't
no.
in the trailer, right? He was
Yeah,
in
Jeff
yeah, he
Goldblum's
was
He did do a commercial.
commercial for the car thing.
Yeah.
How does it feel now?
With the cheese.
He's chasing the T-Rex in the car. So he's going to be in Jurassic World.
Yeah, he's reprising his character from the first one.
Yes, and he was in Thor 3. Like Jeff Goldblum,
He came
his
out.
resurgence has been great
Yes.
because it's still
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
It came.
It's just playing the same
Our
character. 20 years
debatably,
later.
debatably, it started really rough with what is that? The Independence Day movie that he was
Yes.
in. Like that wasn't a great movie, but
He was good.
he was good in it. Like he was the best part about probably that entire.
Well,
movie.
because again, he plays Jeff Goldblum. Again, this is my thing. Brian and I were talking about this the other day. Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford in every single movie. He is not the character he is meant to play. Air Force One, Harrison Ford playing the president.
Yes.
Or the president as Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones, archaeologist as Harrison Ford. Han Solo, smuggler as Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford can't really act.
he's also kind of old.
Kind of that point.
Yes. So when you get Jeff Goldblum in a movie, he plays Jeff Goldblum.
I'm sorry, that laugh kind of stays with him forever.
But he didn't do the laugh.
No, but like it's sort of that personality behind that laugh.
But that's the thing. Like
Even in-
Thor, he was
Eccentric. He was
that
crazy.
that character by Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Which is perfect.
'Cause
I
I-
love that because I know going into a Jeff Goldblum movie, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
It's the same as like you go to a Julia Roberts movie. You should know what to expect out of Julia Roberts.
I don't care about
I
her
don't know
enough.
anymore.
I don't
watch enough
like
of
her
stuff.
because I don't like her movies. But that's the thing. She can't act. It is this character as portrayed by Julia Roberts. And I don't mind that for people. I just don't prefer her movies. Richard Gere's another one.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of her movies to make that.
I think that's my.
She won that Academy Award for what Aaron Brockovich 8 billion years ago. And I watched
Yes.
that film and I'm like, yep, Julia Roberts. You
I'm-
watch her in
I'm
the
with
Oceans
Chris.
movie, it's like
Oh, right. I have
Julia Roberts.
I
have
I'm
watched the
even
Ocean movies.
More with you, Chris. Like I don't think I've seen her in anything.
I couldn't make that.
Yeah. So,
She's in those romance movies, and I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying, because that's what she does. That's her wheelhouse. That's what she does. At least Harrison Ford tries to do other kind of
He
roles.
had a buddy
but
cop
it's-
movie.
He did, but guess what? That was old crotchety cop, as played by
No, that was
Harrison
Bruce Willis
Ford.
that did that.
No.
He did one
Yeah,
with Josh Hartnett.
That's the one.
Oh,
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. No,
Was Doctor Strange funny to you guys?
It was enough funny.
I was gonna say there was parts.
they seem to have a good
Like there was a good
amount of
mix.
humor.
Yeah.
The
in it.
cape. The cape was good.
Uh,
Him with Wong was good.
him learning.
Him
his
stealing
spells.
books
Him
behind
learn-
Wong. Like there
him
was
learning
pieces.
Wong himself.
There was a good
Wong was the
good.
best. If you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. No, you never heard
The
that
whole
one.
ghost sequence.
Yeah,
That's good.
that was yeah.
You never heard.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, Chief.
Wong was the best part of that entire movie.
Wong was at that photo shoot.
Yes, everyone was there except for
Everybody
Because
was-
he's in.
There's a few.
Avengers.
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody was laughing because they invited
everyone that they could.
everyone that has ever been involved. So if you showed up that day,
Norton.
I believe they did.
He just said no.
He just doesn't. Yeah,
I think they're on pretty negative terms, or in.
yeah. When the one evil girl got stuck in the fish tank. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yes, he was,
That was great.
and it was a great scene too.
Yes.
I've been falling for the last half hour.
Yes.
So yeah,
I
Jurassic
think that's it for trailer.
Jurassic
2,
World.
and the
Oh,
last
which
trailer,
one?
which leads into our next thing, is they dropped during the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I'm super. This got me really, really excited because I really like these movies.
The best part is we didn't watch the Super Bowl, so you didn't know until I said that.
No, I didn't know either. Cloverfield, we had talked about it last week, how
We
they
did.
were finished filming 4, even though we didn't know what was happening with 3. Now we know what happens.
We know what's happening
We
with
know what
3.
happened with 3. Cloverfield Paradox. They dropped the trailer
Yes, they
during
did.
the Super Bowl, and at the end said, "Watch it after the Super Bowl."
Yep.
And we
I
watched.
haven't
I
seen-
watched it after the Super
I
Bowl.
haven't seen any of them, so
I can comment about it later.
did not.
But yeah, that was. I think we kind of knew Netflix had the Cloverfield license because I think they purchased them a while back from Paramount. People just didn't put 2 and 2 together because it was just like, oh, they're just purchasing the streaming rights for the first 2.
Yeah, and they only is it a part of the Clover? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Short answer is yes.
they're all
universe.
connected,
It's part
I
of the
can talk
universe.
about it later on if you.
We can
that's-
talk
that's
about
a-
it a bit, yeah.
but they are all connected in
Yes,
one way, shape, or form.
there's a reasoning, and this Cloverfield Paradox actually explains how the 4th movie will come to be.
There you go.
And then
well.
it doesn't explain the first movie. a
It
little
explains all of them.
See, so that's the thing, because like you were saying, because I still haven't seen Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, so Cloverfield 2. But like you said, it's kind of like it's not Cloverfield until like the end almost.
Yeah.
But that's how they're kind of tying
It's-
these movies together.
Yeah, so there's one
Loosely.
sort of overarching
Yeah.
plot thread that connects all of these movies. The short answer is it's not a great movie,
That's what I've heard.
bit. Yeah.
but if you like the Cloverfield franchise, if you read into all of the lore, it's amazing.
I'd have to watch the first one.
So,
I
but
like
yeah,
the first one.
I think the crazy part about this is that guys watch it afterwards.
That was the big thing.
Yeah.
Is they kept it so under wraps that it was legitimately trailer after the Super Bowl, Netflix, and you're going
They had a full trailer, like the full poster and everything. They had everything.
Surprise.
no hype, no, because all they need is this. Because everybody's going, what did
Because-
they just do?
but
They just legitimately dropped a feature film.
And if you think about how
Today.
And that
Cloverfield
was
works,
what Netflix can do.
Yeah.
well,
They
no,
could
it's not
they
even
could
just.
drop those at any time.
But it's not even just Netflix. It's the Bad Robot guys that do this movie, and it's you think about the marketing that happened behind Cloverfield 1 and sort of how the marketing happened between 10 Cloverfield Lane. They can do crazy stuff like this.
I remember
and no one
ads
would
for
bat eye.
I remember ads for 10 Cloverfield. I do not remember ads for Cloverfield. I remember
I
seeing
remember
Cloverfield.
ads for Cloverfield.
But
I
the
remember
thing
trailers seeing it
the
go.
thing about Cloverfield, the first one, a lot of the ads was the viral marketing, a lot of the ARG stuff online that got everyone really, really
Right.
hyped, and that's where a lot of the fan base started. And that's the right way to do it because a lot of there's, reading into the lines, looking in behind the stories,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these characters' backgrounds. It's like, oh, so this character is the the vice president for this slushy company that
I still think
it's crazy.
The thing I loved about the first Cloverfield was they didn't overuse the monster a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Which is good.
which is good.
It was
so
wasn't it a
yeah, it
camera?
was a found
It was a
footage
shaky,
thing.
it was a
Yeah.
shaky found footage camera, and
With what's his face, the comedian who's
I know who you're talking
yeah,
about too. I know his face, obviously. I can't.
That
but either
guy.
way, he's behind the camera most of the time. But that's
And you know what? They did it well. It wasn't overly shaky.
no, it was enough to know you're moving, you're
It-
following these
you're
people.
you're in the middle of a disaster.
Yeah, and this guy's like, essentially, I have to document this because this is
world changing.
this is insane. Like someone needs to be filming this
Right.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Cloverfield Paradox is the third Cloverfield movie
In that universe.
In
In movies coming out, but this
Yes.
takes place somewhere within
the short answer is
that mix.
the short answer is no. It's not in the same universe.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a
I can talk
different
about it. I can talk about it later.
All right.
But yeah, this movie came out. Fans were rabid about it. Critics were not
And
quite
then it
so.
didn't turn out
Critics
so
were
well.
critics were not quite so. If they were to actually market this and put it in the theaters, I think it would have tanked just hard.
So it was a good thing that they did.
digitally.
From the few
through
people
that.
I've seen who've watched it on Facebook and have left kind of, comments. Second one is scary.
Yeah, it's a different kind of scary. Yes.
So, but yeah, so from what I've seen on Facebook, people are like, interesting attempt, not the greatest film.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not winning any awards. The actors are amazing. There's great actors in it. They do a good job, but there's only so much they can do.
Guy from Civil War.
The guy from IT Crowd, not IT Crowd. That British IT one.
Yeah.
Is that IT
IT?
Crowd? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he's in it.
The black guy or the white guy?
The white guy.
Okay.
The tall. Yeah.
Eh.
Okay.
He did good. He did very, very
I
well.
know, I prefer the other guy.
We all prefer him.
I love IT. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, it's very smart. But yeah, like this movie has actors in it.
Yep.
There's only so much they can do though, because the script is kind of weird.
We still always quote anytime someone calls, because I'm one of the techie people in my job.
Yeah.
So people call and they're like, "This won't work," and it's like, "Have you tried turning it on and off again?" Well, no. Call me back. Click. Like,
I actually did that at work.
it is like that's.
I literally did that in the work. And they're like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Why did you?"
But
call?"
you do. You can legitimately walk out of it. You mean you found it on the ground like what the rest of us do with a bunch of stuff? It's okay, Sisu. We just call it finding it on the ground.
Finding it.
It's totally fine if you find it on the ground.
You don't need to find the Cloverfield Paradox. It's on Netflix.
No, he's talking about IT crowd.
Oh yeah, no, you can find that on the ground.
Yeah, you can find that on the ground. Okay, moving
So,
on
yeah.
to some
Other
video
stuff.
game news.
Vidgy games.
Not movie stuff.
Not movie stuff. Well, kind of.
Kind
movie
of
stuff.
related to movie stuff.
It connects in a weird way.
It looks like the movie stuff.
Good job, Sisu. We're proud of you. It's hard to find stuff every once in a while on the ground.
If you know if you know exactly where to go,
If you know what sidewalk to look on.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep.
or which side of the border.
So a while ago, we reported on this. Injustice 2 was getting some new characters, and
Yep,
those
Fighter
characters
Pack 3.
happened to be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Well, the gameplay trailer dropped a couple days ago.
So we finally know how they play.
Super cool.
Yeah. So.
So essentially, you choose one turtle.
Yep.
Like as a character select screen, but then once you choose them, you choose the weapon, which corresponds to the 4 turtles.
Yes.
So if you choose the Sai, you'll have Raphael. You'll have
As your main
fighter.
fighter.
And so each of the 4 turtles has shared movesets. So they'll have this like shell rush thing. They have common moves, but they also have specialty moves that are exclusive to Raphael,
To whichever
Donatello.
model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think my favorite one is Michelangelo with his pizza. He pulls out a pizza box
Yeah.
and eats pizza and heals himself. And you can throw the pizza box at the opponent,
Oh, Mikey.
just like him.
Dies obviously tech.
Yep.
Yeah.
related.
Again, and like we watched the trailer. Obviously, they have some special moves that call in the other turtles to help them out. So it's a brief little like someone
Very
comes
very
in and goes,
reminiscent of those
Marvel
versus
versus- yeah, the versus games.
with assists. It
Yep.
looks very much like an assist kind of stuff.
It is. It's definitely their super obviously involves all 4 of them, no matter which one you pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a little jarring when I watched the trailer, the first one that dropped. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty neat. So
Yeah.
Injustice 2, if you don't have it, it's the 3rd fighter pack, so the 3rd DLC pack of fighters. But you get Hellboy in the second one. Like
I think you had someone else in the first one.
they've done a pretty good job of
Their
having
guest characters have been really good.
Yeah.
Well, NetherRealm's guest characters. Let's
Yeah.
just let's extend
fair
it.
there, yeah.
Let's extend it a little farther.
But yeah, so the first trailer threw me off because I think it was Raphael who started the super, and then like runs in at the guy, and all of a sudden it switches to the movie that plays during the super, and all of a sudden it's Leonardo hacking at the guy, and I'm like, so it just changes turtles?
Yes.
Like I feel like it should almost be Raphael's running, drops one of their smoke pellets, does the Batman disappearing act shtick, and then all of a sudden one appears in front and it's Leonardo. Like, I get it. You're playing
yeah.
a movie to do the super. You have to do it the same way.
Yeah.
I just think you make Raphael give him a reason to not be in front as he's charging at the guy, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden it's like, and now I'm Leo, and it's like,
I think I'll
I'll look past
be
it
fine.
in the actual game. That was my only
And
drawing
I think with the
moment.
speed of how fighting games play, you're not going to notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really won't notice.
Poor Marvel versus Capcom. Yeah, Tony agrees.
Yeah. It's so disappointing.
I won't even touch it, so it's all good.
I've touched it.
You have.
I've played
You
it.
touched it hard.
I've played it. I've touched it. I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, some excellent fighting games coming out with some excellent fighter, especially with Fighter Z or Fighters. Their DLC packs got leaked within the PC version.
Oh yeah.
They're getting Broly.
not surprising.
Cooler's coming in there for
Yeah.
just some fun. Apparently, Mr. Satan is not in the character DLC,
Not yet.
which
He touched it hard.
yeah, dude. No Mr. Satan
Not
in
yet.
Dragon Ball Fighters,
Not
so
We'll see.
There are
no
so
Satan.
many characters that you can get.
Honestly, I'm just excited for Broly. Like, he was one of the coolest characters from the movies.
I still remember that movie, and he shows up, and you're just like,
He's like double the size of Goku, and I'm like, yeah,
Goku
you're gonna
is so
get
screwed,
wrecked.
yeah, like
you're getting,
Goku-
not just Goku, all of you.
yeah, like you are so
I
screwed.
think if the Dragon Ball universe taught us anything, it doesn't matter about the size.
No, it's
No,
all,
it doesn't. That's the whole point of that movie. But,
it's
you
how,
know.
it's how high your levels are.
Yeah, it's how hard you can charge your key.
Yeah.
You're level 4. No one could ever get to level 4. Wow, he got to level 4.
Yeah, I know. As soon as someone says it's like there's nothing beyond this level of Super Saiyan, you're like,
Challenge
there's
accepted.
Sure
there's
there
another
is.
level. Their hair's gonna go like cotton candy soon.
Yes, technical term is SSGSS,
No, that's blue.
cotton candy.
No, I'm talking actual legit.
Super
Just it
Saiyan.
turns into like an afro made of cotton candy.
Oh, that's Boo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Boo.
I do love the look of the turtles.
Yes, this is the most accurate representation since the 1990 movie.
And the nice part is Injustice 2
Oh,
obviously has armor that you put on your guy, like you can change their stuff. And
Turtles in time.
they've done a good enough job of adding stuff that looks like it belongs on them to this. And I think that's what the Michael Bay produced movies were missing was
Well, they did.
the second movie did a better job of it. Like they toned down what was on the characters
Yeah.
to fit, but that shape of their face is just so iconic, even to the comics.
Yeah.
And even the way the
But they-
mouths move as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
very, very...
This
each
game
individual
pulls
one
off.
has...
If the turtles would have looked like that in the Michael Bay produced flick,
Other than the tallness, I didn't mind the way they looked.
in the second movie, I thought they changed enough stuff to
Yeah,
make
They were,
them.
they were way too tall than what they should have been.
Yeah,
But
I like that you can get samurai armor for them, so you can have the turtles in time.
I still love that movie. I don't care what movie
It's so
this is.
good.
it was good.
It was so
It was
bad,
better-
but it was so
better than
good.
two.
Yeah, 2 was.
Better than Ooze.
I still liked 2
No.
for.
We don't talk about ooze.
I still liked 2 for being 2. 1 was killer because, like, I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
That's okay.
you're like
you-
crying in the
You
middle
can't
of
not
one.
remember that movie.
Yeah, like
It's
1 was just
the
insanely
bathtub
good.
sequence.
2 went
it's like-
down.
2 went downhill because producers got involved, and then 3 was they're just. I think the movie
They
people
went cheesy. Super
they
cheesy.
did. They're like, if we can't
Time
have
travel.
like an insane amount of weapons and a serious Ninja Turtles movie, let's just go as cheesy as humanly possible.
Time travel stick.
and then added time travel in, so it's like now we can put them in samurai costumes, and you're just like, yeah,
Because why not?
why the hell not? Let's do this.
Yeah.
So you can have the turtles in time armor, basically, give or take.
Yeah. And then again, street armor. So it does. It looks like they've got like a hockey pad on. Or
I'm wondering
something
if
like
they're
that.
gonna have a trench coat.
For Raph.
Yeah.
They better.
You
Even
almost
if that's
have
an
to.
yeah.
unlock of some kind.
You kind of have to. That's
The
very
trench coat and the hat.
Yeah, it's very classic him.
Yep.
Yeah.
At this point, like I'm sitting there looking at this,
They've
watching them.
they've
fight.
modeled it in the reveal trailer, so
Yeah.
it has to be in there somewhere.
It's gotta be. So I'm sitting there watching this, and you're sitting there going, "Man, Casey Jones would be good." And
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, this guy would be good." Like you're sitting there almost going, "Like."
Bebop and Rocksteady would be all
Well,
right.
but
in
they
this.
did.
Yeah.
They had Ninja Turtle fighting games again. The Super Nintendo had a really good bevy of fighting games on it, and the Ninja Turtles
Sans
was
Dragon
one of,
Ball.
and one of them. It had Dragon Ball.
It was not good.
I like those ones.
No,
The
they're not.
original Budokai games. I think we played different games. You could charge. You could send people through stuff. You could do the Kamehamehas. You could do everything. You could actually have the fights where, like,
It
if
sounds
some
like a
person
game we need
launched
to
a-
play and try out.
I think so. I have the controllers.
We can do it.
I'll find the game on the ground. It's fine.
It's not good.
I played the heck out of those games.
Oh, I played mine too, and then I grew up and realizing, man, this is not a good game.
I know. Well, they were
As a kid, you think it's the greatest.
well
thing
because
since
it
sliced
was.
bread.
It was Dragon Ball because it was. You charged. You shot
Yes.
Kamehamehas.
I still don't like the walking on the air thing or floating on the air mechanic.
Oh, I didn't mind that. Once you got used to it, you're okay.
Don't get him
sketchy.
started.
Too sketchy.
Either way, like they
This
did.
Turtles.
They had Turtles fighting games, which were amazing, and you're just
these look good.
these guys look good. So I'm sitting
They
there
look
going,
good. I don't play it, but they do look.
Injustice is getting to the point where I even look at Mario Kart. Where why are we calling it Mario Kart anymore? Let's just call it Nintendo Kart and start throwing in.
Yeah.
You've got Link, you've got the Animal Crossing guys, you've got the Squids, you've got let's just drop the Mario part of this and go.
Or keep that Mario Kart and just add all.
They
those
should
guys
put
anyway.
Inspector Gadget in the next one.
Well, but that's the thing. Like Injustice is at the point where they're like, let's just start throwing in everybody.
Ridiculous.
Darkwing Duck.
Hell yeah! Except Disney would be like,
Yeah, they would be happy about that.
Yeah, no.
Darkwing Duck performing a fatality.
No, in an Injustice game. Not because there's no.
A
Sorry,
WB.
What are they
Thing.
called in Injustice? That they're still fatalities where they're pretty freaking brutal. I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Pretty much. That'd be terrifying.
What, Darkwing Duck?
Or the
Chief.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball?
We just referenced a lot of games.
We did.
A lot of games.
So
Darkwing Duck did not age well.
no, yeah.
Talking about more games.
Yes. So you brought this up.
I did, because, oh, yeah. No, again, it doesn't age well, but you know what?
Some games don't.
In my mind, it was the best fighting game for Dragon Ball
At the time.
for a very long time. Like, even those Budokai games came out, which were
They were
fun,
passable.
but they were still quite junky to me. I still preferred the Super Nintendos to those ones.
Yeah. I
And then
will give you that. Those
then we got
GameCube
the-
ones were really slow.
And then we got the Tenkaichi Budokai ones, where it was just like button mashing galore.
Yeah.
And now like
That's all they
Dragon
ever
Ball,
do.
but Dragon Ball Fighter Z now at least feels like there's a bit more to it. Even
And
the Xenoverse games feel like
the
there's
fluidity
a bit more to
behind fighters is what
Right.
gives it its strength.
it.
And that's something that fighting series has really been lacking since those SNES games.
Yeah. Either way, next bit of news is
Nintendo related.
Yes, Metroid Prime 4 was announced very briefly with the title
4.
showing up yet.
And then people
Metroid
losing
Prime 4.
collective minds.
And now everybody's
As always.
losing their minds again because they're a little bit mad because Retro Studios isn't the ones making this game. It is Namco Bandai.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Get a new
I don't
Metroid
care.
game. Who cares?
Yep.
I don't care. It's not the Metroid. We've been waiting for a new Metroid game since
3.
yeah, Metroid Prime since 3.
No.
I don't count Federation Force. I don't count the 3DS Samus game.
We
Like
got
a-
Zero Mission.
Was Zero Mission? Which one was?
That was after. Not Zero Mission, sorry.
Oh no, the Wii one, right?
Yep.
What other
M,
M?
other M.
Other M. Yeah, that was fun, but it wasn't what we were looking for from a Metroid game, I think. Because we were looking for more adventure, Castlevania style
Yeah.
game, and the other M was more of an action game.
They nailed it actually on the 3DS.
Yes, I know.
Exploring mixed with the
Sure.
Ninja Gaiden, like, action fighty sequences.
There's a
with
lot
the-
of like parrying stuff,
yeah.
isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, like bad guys come towards you and you're like,
Yeah.
and you're like, I feel like a badass,
Yeah.
but I still have to explore, and that is what was. Well, they did put exploring in Other M. Remember, you had to find the pixel.
No, I try to forget as much of that game as I can.
Like legitimately on the screen, it's
It's not, and
So they're
you're,
like,
you're
look-
doing this with motion controls on top of this.
yeah. So they're like, look for the body, and you're like, I'm staring right at the dead body.
Yeah, the hitboxes were off.
But like you literally had to find
tiny
that dot, so
dot.
you're like, and then stay on it. It wasn't just like you had to like zero in on it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, dead body.
She's going through a lot of stuff as a character, all right?
Yeah, Super Metroid was great.
I don't think anyone will
I don't
contest
know.
that one.
Nope.
I don't
Super
know if
Metroid
I've
was
ever
great.
played any.
Metroid Prime was delightful.
All of them were really good.
So Namco Bandai, as long as they keep with, see you, Sisu.
Bye, nice to meet you.
I think as long as they keep with the vein of you have to have exploration, it is not just a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Like you're not making Doom.
No. Scanning things.
Yeah, it's still first. As far as we know, it's still.
We don't know anything.
much.
We don't know.
But if it's
No
Metroid
idea.
Prime,
It should be.
it should be first
But
person.
remember Metroid Prime Federation Force?
It was still first person.
It was also a shitty game.
Still first person.
We're talking first person here.
Yeah, that's true.
It was still a first person.
Not if it's shitty or not.
Yeah, and it wasn't Metroid Prime 3.5 Federation Force. It was just Metroid Prime Federation Force.
So it should be first person.
Mm-hmm.
There should be scanning. There should be exploration. I should shoot doors to open
I
them
should
still.
be reading more than I'm doing anything. Like as I scan.
I should be
stuff,
scanning
I'm-
monsters to find their weak points.
Yeah.
Before I really go at them.
Yeah,
There should be collecting.
there should be a lot of collecting.
I
There
like
should be a lot.
collecting games.
And like the Metroid Prime games were great because you're scanning like a wall and you're like, oh, there's
I
a
made
weak
a
point
wall.
over there, and you could blast it with a missile and
Yeah.
it would destroy part of the wall, and you're like, yeah, now you can like roll through the wall to get to another piece.
It's
that
more
was,
than just a
you know.
first-person Metroid game.
Yes, but it's the same as because they took Super Metroid, which was very explory. You literally went through Metroid or Super Metroid, blasting at the walls because eventually, one block on the wall would blow up.
Mhm.
And behind that wall was missile extension, so you got 5 extra missiles like in your tank.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Just like the side-scroller ones, except 3D.
But that's what I mean. So they took Super Metroid and made it 3D,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And honestly, I'm not even mad at Bandai Namco. Like they make good games.
they've
Like,
been making games for Nintendo now since the Wii U.
I want to say even earlier than that.
Well, they've been making them, but like they've been making them with Nintendo properties since the Wii U.
Did they do the Hyrule Warriors game,
No.
or was
No.
that someone else? Tecmo
Tecmo did that.
Koei.
But Namco Bandai's been involved in like
I
half the games that have come, like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. And like,
also, it's also worth noting, like even games like Zelda have
Yep.
been made by not Nintendo. Capcom has made a Zelda game before, so Nintendo knows when they bring their license to someone else.
and it's not like Nintendo's going to be.
They know.
It's not like they're going to be like Namco Bandai submits the game
And
and
they don't even look at
check
it.
it over.
And Metroid is all, Samus is all like a dude traveling through space, shooting things, and like that's the game. They're going to be like, did you guys read the notes we gave you?
Yeah.
Because this is not what we asked
Back
for.
and change.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Maybe-
not like Nintendo's doesn't have someone, obviously, with Namco Bandai
Yeah.
working on this game. So
Yeah.
I'm not worried. People on the internet seem
I'm
to
not
be
worried. And honestly, is it still 2018 or did they push it to 2019?
They haven't. There's.
Because they said this year, right?
Apparently, I
Yeah.
haven't said anything.
They haven't said anything. We know
the-
nothing about this game.
Honestly, I think it's
It's
gonna be
Metroid.
it's gonna be a big push for E3 this year for them.
I
They're
think
gonna
so.
they're gonna drop a trailer. They're gonna have
If they
game-
show up.
No,
Well,
no,
they won't show up. They'll do their
have their
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So they'll
never
drop
show
it-
up to E3 anymore.
Because they're smart. Instead of paying for the giant theater and trying to do all
No.
of the big stage
They'll
stuff,
just
they're
they'll
just
just have
like,
it staged.
they
floor
set up a
press.
webcam.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
directly
we're not
to your face.
We're
They'll
not
have
at their
show.
level.
Nope.
No.
Metroid Prime was the first person
GameCube.
GameCube games.
haven't
The
had
side
that
scroller one was Other M that you're thinking of, unless you're thinking of the 3DS one, which is
Or any other
Samus Returns.
or any other older Metroid game for that
Yeah.
matter. But like I said, they'll drop a trailer during the direct, and then they'll have show floor demos.
Yeah.
For the game. That's what I'm predicting from
Oh,
Nintendo this year.
Nintendo's thing at E3 will be their online,
Oh yeah,
because
and
they have to
online.
tell us about online.
What are the
Again.
chances Metroid Prime will have online?
I hope not.
Doubt it.
I honestly hope that they just do a single player campaign.
What if they do,
You're
like-
very welcome, Chief.
What if they do like multiplayer co-op exploration?
No.
Nope,
You don't think so?
I don't want it.
No.
I want them to focus on a single player
Story.
campaign story. That's Metroid.
Oh, I totally. Get
Otherwise, you're getting Federation Force. That's
See,
what happens
they're
when
gonna,
Metroid
they're
goes
gonna
multiplayer.
they're gonna pull over the curtain and be like, haha, Federation Force 2 guys.
And Nintendo gets burnt to the ground.
Federation Force 2 on the Switch. No,
You know what
no,
would
no,
actually
even,
be-
even worse. Federation Force HD.
Do you know what would actually be a killer thing to do is release, and I mean the 3DS is now in uncharted territory,
We're not
but
sure.
if you release Metroid Prime 4 and at the same time you do release Federation Force 2, but make it a decent game. Like blow people out of the water with this
You're gonna
trailer
need
with
a-
Samus doing like all of
they
this
won't
like
do
That,
games
you know
at
what?
once.
That game needs a lot of work. I don't think they're willing to put that.
what they tried to do with Federation Force was make it Rocket League for your 3DS. There was weird sports ball games that you played and other sort of junk like that. Like they did. They tried to add too much of the multiplayer turning into a wall and blowing people. They did it with Metroid Prime Hunters. So the
Yeah.
first 3DS, the first
Oh yeah,
DS game.
the launch game, wasn't it? Hey?
No, it came with the demo.
Oh, the demo came with it.
I have.
I remember that.
I have that
oh,
demo
that was
cartridge
so
still.
rough.
But you It was because you used the stylus on the touchscreen of the DS
as your mouse
to move around, and then the trigger up here was to shoot.
Right.
And you could actually do multiplayer, like there were multiplayer maps with different
D-pad,
bounty hunters.
You didn't use the face buttons at all.
No.
Or if you're the other handed, you wouldn't use the D-pad.
It sucked. It sucked hard.
Hey, all right, it was a good attempt for the DS hardware.
It was great. No, it
was an experiment failed.
The single player part of that was actually fairly good. For Metroid Prime on a handheld, you're like, yeah! The fact that this is now going to be Metroid Prime on a handheld.
We'll see what happens.
As Metroid Prime 4 is meant to
We'll
be.
see what happens this year at E3 for Nintendo then. For online, obviously.
I'm thinking they got to do
Metroid Prime
online.
4 will be another big one.
Yeah.
For them to really show off what it is that we've been
waiting for. And I feel like they do have to do something to go with online, which is a bigger game. And that's...
Smash Brothers.
In my brain, that's where you're going.
That's the logical... Because if you want to pay me, or want me to pay $20 a year just to play Splatoon 2 online...
And that's all you're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying that.
No.
Like, I love me playing Splatoon 2. Doesn't mean I want to pay...
Doesn't mean I'm paying $20.
Yeah.
And $20 a year. You said they're going. It's a drop in the hat, but I'm not paying you. Yeah, that's the only game I'm getting advantage of for this.
And not really like big advantages either. If it's just like online play, then that's it.
And we still have that Mario Kart World Tour app.
I honestly think it's going to be literally just a phone game.
And if it is, whatever. I'm not downloading it. If it isn't, like if it's kind of what I'm hoping it is.
Mario Run did well.
Not to Nintendo.
No, that wasn't a...
They lost money on that.
They lost money, but it was also their first go at it.
Yeah,
so
that's my thing. So I would rather have DLC almost for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe than a crappy phone app.
That won't happen.
So that's my thing. Is like the World Tour piece really gets me like excited, but hopefully they don't. I hope they don't ruin their E3 with a bunch of mobile crap. Either. I don't want to know about their mobile shit.
I think they will. I think they'll talk about a lot.
I don't want their mobile shit. I want to know about the Switch.
Yes.
Like I said, Metroid Prime 4 will probably headline their Switch game this year.
I'm assuming, unless they have something in the pipeline that
it's definitely not Zelda.
No one knows about.
It's not Zelda. That's definitely not Zelda.
You don't know that.
That'd be insane.
Yeah,
a Zelda game a year
already. It's what are we Left 4 Dead?
Yes. Except we stop it too.
Yeah, they can't. Well,
it's Zelda though.
Kind of broken that.
So yeah, like online, and maybe they do. Maybe they pull like the Doom thing where you do have that really good single player campaign and there's some multiplayer.
Honestly, I feel like a multiplayer co-op adventure-ish game for Metroid would do well as a standalone.
Yeah. Not
as part of the single player. You can still play the single player by yourself. But
some co-op missions.
Do you remember how Call of Duty 4 did those Spec Ops missions online?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do something like that.
Best thing.
Do something like that.
Yeah.
Not like obviously versus each other, but with each other to do a certain objective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So
really
I could see that really
taking over.
Do something like that. Yeah.
Especially with the multiplayer stuff, you just crack open Joy-Cons. Let's do something, right? Like.
Yeah.
That could be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it'd be interesting. Yeah. E3 is gonna be.
It's a wild card for... Well, I mean, look at us talking about E3. Didn't the last one just basically happen?
No.
Yeah, and it just... Well, here's my thing. E3 is now... I want to know what's coming out for my Nintendo.
What is E3 anymore?
Just give me games.
I want to know what's coming out for my Nintendo, and I want to see what Sony brings to the table, because it's always interesting what games they've got coming down the pipeline.
They always said... They've been a winner the past couple times.
And then I'm done.
No, not last one.
The last one I think Nintendo took, didn't they?
Yeah, the last one did.
Because that's what convinced me to buy the Switch in the first place.
As they're showing off, like, all of these games coming out.
Pretty much. You give me games,
drop games.
Xbox.
And then Xbox is like, you can get it on your computer. And we've got 2 games coming out. Isn't this exciting, guys?
Xbox One X Enhanced.
If they started throwing out more games, then maybe I might be inclined to buy an Xbox.
It was my coworker and I were talking about that because he has a Surface 2.
Yes.
And he's like, because someone else I was talking to was talking, and they're like, well, I would like a laptop, but smaller and portable. Like something if I'm traveling I can take, and it's not like I don't need this giant laptop bag and da-da-da. And in my mind I'm like,
let me show you.
And I'm like, you should be getting a Surface because that's, that's what you should be getting because that's exactly what you're describing.
I've convinced people to buy Surfaces.
And that person
showed them my
Surface. Person's like, well, that's what I was thinking because I saw someone with a Surface and it's perfect. They were just wondering how big a hard drive they should get inside their Surface, essentially.
Don't worry about it.
And I'm like, go small. You're like, music files take up this much. Like,
Well, and the thing is, you can also buy micro SD cards
and I'm like,
triple that size.
and I'm like, and like, you're not putting video games on this thing. But either way, my coworker was playing XCOM 2 on his Surface, and you're just sitting there going like,
I can play Cuphead on my Surface.
but that's what I mean. I'm like, damn, that thing's got juice. And he's like, yeah, this is the Surface 2. Like, it's not even a newer Surface. He's like, this thing's killer. And I'm like, see, Microsoft still does good work. Their Xbox just
Yes. Their
sucks.
marketing is poor.
And I don't
A
know.
lot of things are poor about them.
Yeah. So either way, poor Xbox. I feel bad because, again, I want companies to do well because
Competition.
It drives competition.
Yeah, Nintendo kind of like crushed the mobile market to what. So
Well,
that's
yeah.
basically it's just them now.
Yeah.
Poor.
But at the same time, people keep trying to come out with stuff. Sony still hasn't actually dropped
They haven't officially dropped Vita.
Vita. This stuff still comes out
Yeah, I was
for
gonna say,
it.
there's still games.
I got a system update for it recently.
See, they're still supporting it. So that's
I
my
was just
thing.
like,
Is
not talking about it.
It's just bug fixes.
They're gonna wait for the DS to go away, and then they'll
come back in the great fashion.
and they might
say,
try.
Hey,
They
we're the only
might,
thing left.
except this other thing, because someone was actually talking about that online yesterday when the 3DS that topic was on Reddit. Of Nintendo says 3DS is in its future is uncharted. Because really, at this point, why develop for the 3DS when you can develop the exact same game for the Switch?
And on top of that, actually have horsepower to make a game.
If you want to, because that's what this guy says. He's like, well, but people were free to explore on handhelds, and they could do this and they could do that. And I'm like, well, if you look at what I play when I know I can't charge my Switch, like I'm on an airplane,
Yeah.
I'm not playing Doom
No.
because I'm not going to make the entire flight with my Switch powered, unless of course it's one of them planes with the pluggy things,
Or if you have your battery charger.
or if I have my battery charger, which I do. But I'm playing Golf Story. I'm playing the games that aren't taxing.
Even ukulele's not that bad.
But that's what, like, I'm playing games that aren't taxing on my thing, and the amount of indie games that are on there that cost less than a handheld game.
Yeah, like Thimbleweed Park,
Yeah.
Oxenfree.
Like
Thumper.
Oxenfree, I got for what, on sale?
Yeah.
Stupidly cheap,
And it's amazing.
and it is a crazy looking game.
Everyone should play Oxenfree.
Yeah, like
It's
I'm
really good.
partway through Oxenfree, but that's my
Great.
thing is like I'm looking at that game going, this game cost me all of $10, $15.
Yeah, I think it cost me 21. I still don't regret
But that's
it.
my thing. So for $20, because that's what Thimbleweed was.
Yeah.
For $20, I'm getting a game that runs on my handheld mode forever because it's not draining my battery.
Yeah.
Like it's my Switch lasts longer than my 3DS.
Also, all our 3DSs have been through the ringer as well.
But
Our
that's-
batteries have been up and down.
Right. But that's like this guy's like, well, you're not getting any of those games, and I'm like, you're getting more of those games.
If anything, you're getting the ones that PC usually have.
Right. So that's my then people are like all the indie games, and I'm like, and nothing stops. Like Golf Story is essentially Mario Golf on the Game Boy Advanced, prettied up a little bit with color, but it's the same controls.
Yeah.
It's the same basic RPG golf game, and you're just like, and the problem is what? The game cost me $20, which is again cheaper than going out and buying a handheld like a game for my 3DS, and again it lasts forever on my Switch. Like you don't need the other handheld anymore. The only thing I'm gonna miss is that second screen. Because I do on the 3DS, I do love having that second touch screen where I can, and you build it into your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ace Attorney did really well. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Capcom does with the Switch for Ace
Yeah.
Attorney.
Because all of a sudden you can make it, you could essentially release almost the same Ace Attorney game and no one would be pissed.
I'd buy it.
And you'd be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
You'd be sitting there going, this is what I know. This is what I'm down with. I get the look
Yeah.
of the game, and then when it gets plugged in, it's just a higher resolution so that you don't get any of
Yeah.
like. You just add pictures because that's all that game is.
Yeah.
So
Ace
you add
Attorney's
some
a-
nice pictures, and you're like, yay! Or they can go hardcore and actually put models in now, and like I think there's more freedom on the Switch, price
Well,
wise,
on top of that,
game
it's very
wise.
development on the Switch is very standardized too. It's
Yeah.
this generation that we're in, like Xbox One and PS4 and Switch, it's all fairly standard hardware for developers to work on, rather than whatever the hell a cell processor still is. Even.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thing. Like this guy was complaining because he's like, there was more exploration and freedom on a 3DS, and I'm like, not really. Like,
I mean,
Again, that second screen.
The only thing,
yes.
the only thing, the advantage that the 3DS has right now is that its install base is that everybody and their mothers has a
3DS
or 2DS or
Yeah.
some form
Some
of
form
a,
of the 3DS family.
So it's like you've got that, but
Switch is catching up quick.
yeah,
And again, like I say, you can get something like Thimbleweed Park, or you can get something like Doom.
like it's getting to the point where my fiance is like looking at him and like, I know what, Pokemon's coming.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a Switch. I'm like, and she was kind of like, but you already have one. But why do I need to buy it? I'm like,
Because you were buying it as a handheld.
Yes, and if I'm not home, you can just put on the TV if you want and play.
Well, then you'll have 2 docks.
Oh, I can't wait to have a second. Sweetheart, get a Switch. We need another second dock.
But even, like, when we went to Banff,
Yeah.
I have my little travel bag that has all my Switch stuff in it. It fits my dock.
Mm-hmm.
And, you end up in a hotel room. The TV is still hotel television.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going like, well, we've got time to kill before, dinner or whatever, but we don't really want to be out. Plug into the back of the TV, plug into the wall, click in, and all of a sudden we're playing Mario Kart. Like, that's the beauty of this thing is not only is the system portable, but the dock, because it's just a dock.
It's fairly good. It's a little clunky still, but
It's still clunky-ish, but you know what, honestly...
Have you seen the Kickstarter for the dock with a projector in it?
Yeah.
It's so janky.
Yeah, I know.
It's
But that's my thing is, like, I can take this dock in a bag, and I think it's upstairs. Yeah, it is. But, like, the bag's not that big.
Yeah.
It has all my Joy-Cons in it.
Mine's got charging cables because it.
Yeah.
Because
I have my battery pack in there. I've got...
My cable matches my phone.
Yeah.
So now I only have to carry one cable. Well,
Oh.
maybe I'll carry 2 cables just in case. But
My wife was so happy. I carry 2 cables because we went on one trip where we were taking a bunch of pictures with our phones and doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden we're halfway through the day and our phones are almost dead. And
Sure.
I'm like, wait, I have a thing.
yeah, like I was on the Type C train like a long time ago, so I invested in a ton of Type C cables already. So,
We have a shit ton.
So when Nintendo Switch started picking it up and Apple started picking it up, I was like, yes, this is my time is now. You guys all laughed at me for having separate cords, but you guys are using the same cords I am now, unless you're an Apple phone.
Unless you're an Apple phone. But that's my thing is, like, all of a sudden this battery pack, I'm like, we're plugging our phones in. My wife's going, well, thank God you have that thing. And I'm like,
Yep. You're prepared.
and again, in a bag
I also
this big.
I also have a Go bag.
Right. And it's just
So-
like, this is perfect. So yeah, when people complain that, like, they're complaining that the 3DS is kind of on its way out, I'm like,
I'm okay with it.
my only, like I
But
said,
the
my
thing is, the
biggest
3DS has
problem
been.
is-
I play Pokemon, that's all I do.
Yeah, I barely even do that now.
but Pokemon on the Switch,
That would.
When it comes out, till then, I still play Pokemon
Right.
on my DS.
Yes, of course.
but you're not going to buy a new, like, they're done. Pokemon is now done on the 3DS, other
Yeah,
than...
they've made it
Ultra-
quite clear.
Yeah, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is...
They've done, yes.
And we
It's
said it
good.
as soon as they announced for the Switch. It's like, the 3DS is now going to start...
Yes, because you ask 9 out of 10 people, what do you get a 3DS for? Most of them will say Pokemon.
Yep.
But every time our Pokemon jumps to the next handheld
Yeah,
is when
those
the
people-
other one starts to...
The DS was like that too.
Yeah.
Granted, Black and White and Black and White 2 were really good,
Sure.
but I'm sorry, like X and Y was just a league of its own.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, X and Y came out, I could create my character,
It was 3D character models. It
3D
was the
character
biggest.
models. And the smartest thing that the Pokemon Company ever did was when they developed those models, they can up-res them all
Yeah.
the way back up to 1080.
Yeah, that's, if
Because
you
one guy got I don't know how the hell he got the files, but he's been posting stuff online, like he's making his own VR game.
Mhm.
And he has the file. Like, even the human character models, so like Giovanni from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, he has in this game full size. When you put on VR goggles, you can walk up to the character model.
It's
and
really-
he looks animated.
I wonder how far ahead they thought about this, the Pokemon Company, because if you look at Pokemon Go,
Yeah.
it's the same character.
Same character models.
Well, it's not the character models. The wireframe is
Right.
the same. The character models are a little bit different, but because that wireframe is so transferable between
Yeah.
X and Y and Sun and Moon and Pokemon Go, like what else can you shove that wireframe into?
Anything.
Like you've done the development for it already.
Yeah.
For whatever future game you want to do, even past the Switch.
That's what I mean. Like, when they started doing X and Y and they were working on the 3D models, they're like, we might as well make these as refined as humanly possible, and then shrink them down.
Mhm.
It's easier to shrink something down. I mean, coming from any kind
It's
of...
called optimization.
Yeah,
it's
like,
called optimization.
coming from anything where you develop any kind of design, logos, this, that, or
Yeah, you want it to
anything.
be
When you work with pictures,
8K.
you're working
versions.
with 300 pixels per,
Yeah.
like pixels per inch. You're working with the biggest thing you can possibly work with. You're working in vectors if you can, because when you shrink those down,
Yeah.
they still look gorgeous. But when you keep them the size that you made them,
Yeah.
You can use them for other things.
you can use them for other things. So like our logo, I can make a freaking billboard with
Mhm.
on the side of the road, and
That's-
it would look like our logo. It wouldn't look like a pixelated mess of death,
Yeah.
unless I wanted it to, because I can do that. But that's the thing, is like they made the smart move of, if we're gonna make 3D models, let's make the most gorgeous 3D models we can possibly make.
Mhm.
Hopefully they have them backed up.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't.
Could you imagine that? All of a sudden there's
That's
like
why
a
it's
short
like-
circuit somewhere,
that's why
and it's like, oh no.
That's why the Switch game's not coming out until 2019.
They lost it all.
That's why it's not out now.
But they did that with Red and Blue, wasn't it? And Stadium?
They lost something.
Because
They weren't-
Iwata
they-
had to rewrite like the entire
Yeah,
game.
because they weren't sure that they were going to go past one or the other.
Yeah.
Iwata
had to, like,
He
pretty
did a
much
ton of
recruit.
crap.
I know, he was amazing.
He did a
What
ton
guy.
of crap.
Either way,
Yes, so that's sort of our side tangent.
yes.
Yes.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. Because there's not a lot to talk about other than Namco Bandai's producing,
We
and
still don't know anything about it.
and
It's coming out
or they're making the game, so it's coming out,
eventually.
and it'll be on the Switch.
Yes. We don't know what it looks like yet.
It's got a 4 in it,
Yeah,
and I'm guessing the ball in the.
I'm
back.
hoping a morph ball will be in that
Yep,
game
I'm
somehow.
hoping, yeah.
If there's no morph ball, riots.
There'll be a lot of riots going
Namco
on.
Bandai decides that the morph ball is too passe.
It's morph cube now.
So smooth. That was,
No.
but in all honesty, that was a great part of the Metroid Prime series. Is you go from inside the suit and you get this nice
The transition.
the transition out of the suit into third person as she rolls into the ball, and now you're a ball that you can like.
I'm pinball. I played Tony Hawk. I know how this works.
But that's the thing. You wanted to get somewhere faster, and you knew that you could. You morph balled and just start.
Especially for speedrunners
Yeah.
who knew where the shortcuts were, they could just like ramp themselves up.
Yep.
Morph ball into a whole above the second floor story.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited for Metroid.
No, I'm ready for it anyways. One way or the other.
There you go. Either
Yes.
way,
That's it
thanks
for
for
now.
watching the Barrel Roll Newscast.
Yes.
Go check us out on our website. We have a website.
BarrelRollNews.com. It just got updated.
Faster.
Uh,
Barrels.com.
BarrelRollNews.com. You can find all of our stuff there.
We'll find it here.
Yes. You can find all of our stuff there, including Mixer and all of our other links to
Awesome.
Instagram and everything
Social media
else.
feeds.
I've linked all the social media feeds now, so they're all up there. I've changed some stuff, so if you want, as soon as you get to our website, it shows where we stream.
Yes.
Yay.
Like that. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Join us after for the post-credit show. We have to do some discombobulating and some redoing of
Yes.
titles and things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Talk about sort of the games we've played, movies we've watched.
other assorted things we've been
in
doing.
between stuff.
That. Thanks
We
for
do
watching.
things.
We'll see you
Goodbye
soon.
soon. Goodbye soon.
In a few.